No one could explain why the poster appeared a full day before she went missing. It started on a Wednesday morning. Emily Carter left her apartment at 7:15 like she always did. Coffee in one hand, keys in the other. She lived in a quiet neighborhood where nothing really happened. Same neighbors, same routines, same people walking dogs at the same time every morning. That's why she noticed it immediately. Stapled to the wooden utility pole across the street was a missing person poster. At first she only glanced at it, just another sad story, she thought. It wasn't unusual to see posters like that around the city, but something about it made her stop. She took a few steps closer, then froze. The picture on the poster was her, not someone who looked like her. It was her. Same photo she had on her social media profile. Same jacket, same slight tilt of her head. The words underneath made her stomach drop. Missing. Emily Carter, last seen Thursday, April 14th. She stared at the date. It was Wednesday, April 13th. Her first reaction wasn't fear, it was confusion. Okay, what the hell is this? She looked around, half expecting someone to jump out and laugh. Some kind of weird prank. Maybe one of her friends messing with her, but the street was quiet. A man walked his dog past her, barely glancing at the poster. Emily pointed at it. Hey, do you see this? The man slowed down, looked at the poster for a second, then back at her. Yeah, he said casually. Pretty messed up. She waited for him to say more, to react, to notice. That's me, she said. The man frowned slightly, like she'd just said something odd. Okay, he replied, and kept walking. Emily stood there, heart starting to beat faster. Something wasn't right. She pulled out her phone and snapped a picture of the poster. Her hands were shaking now, just slightly. The date, tomorrow. It had to be a mistake. She dialed her best friend, Sarah. Hey, I need you to tell me I'm not going crazy, Emily said as soon as she picked up. What's wrong? There's a missing person poster with my face on it. Outside my building. There was a pause. What? And it says I go missing tomorrow. Another pause. Longer this time. Emily, that's not funny. I'm not joking, she said, her voice tightening. I'm looking at it right now. Sarah hesitated. Send me a picture. Emily sent it. The typing bubble appeared, then stopped, then appeared again. Finally, Sarah replied, Who is that? Emily's stomach dropped. What do you mean, who is that? She said, her voice rising. It's me. I don't know what you're talking about, Sarah said slowly. That's not you. Emily felt something cold settle in her chest. Sarah, stop. This isn't funny. I'm not joking, Sarah said. That doesn't look like you at all. Emily hung up. Her breathing had become shallow now. She looked back at the poster. Same face, same everything. But now, something felt off. Not about the poster, about everything else. She unlocked her phone and opened her contacts. Scrolled. Her name wasn't there. That didn't make sense. She always kept her own contact saved. She checked her messages. Conversations were still there, but her own messages were labeled as just a number. No name, no picture. Her chest tightened. She opened her social media. Her profile was gone. Not private, not deactivated, just gone. Like it had never existed. What is happening? She whispered it to herself, but the words felt thin, unreal. People continued walking past her. Cars drove by. Everything looked normal, but it felt like she had just stepped slightly out of sync with the world. She looked back at the poster one more time, and that's when she noticed something new. There was a second line of text, smaller, beneath the description. If found, do not approach. Her throat went dry. A car honked nearby, making her flinch. She stepped back from the pole, then turned and hurried back to her apartment. Inside, everything looked the same. Her couch, her kitchen, her shoes by the door. She locked it behind her, her hands trembling now. Okay, think. She paced back and forth. There had to be an explanation, a prank, a mistake, something. She went to her bedroom and opened her laptop. Searched her name, nothing. No results, no traces. It was like she had been erased overnight. Her breathing grew heavier. Then, a knock at the door. She froze. 3 slow knocks. "Hello?" A man's voice, calm, neutral. "Ma'am, are you inside?" Emily didn't move. "Police," the voice added. Her heart jumped. Relief flooded in, fast and overwhelming. She rushed to the door and opened it. 2 officers stood there. "Hi," she said quickly. "Thank God. Something really weird is going on. I think someone—" "Ma'am," one of them interrupted gently. "We're looking for someone?" "Yeah," she said. "Me. I saw the poster. I don't know what's happening." The officers exchanged a glance. "Can you step aside?" the second one asked. Emily frowned. "What?" "We need to check the apartment." "Why?" "Please." Something in his tone made her hesitate. Slowly, she stepped back. They walked in, scanning the room. One of them spoke into his radio quietly. "Unit 12, we're inside. No sign of the subject." Emily blinked. "No sign of— What are you talking about?" "I'm right here." Neither of them responded. "Hey," she said, louder now. "I'm right here." The first officer walked past her, not around her, through her. Emily stumbled backward, her breath catching in her throat. "No?" She looked at her hands. They were still there. She could see them, feel them. But when she reached out and grabbed the officer's arm, nothing. Her hand passed through him like smoke. Her mind struggled to process it. "No, no, no, this isn't real." The officers continued searching, opening doors, checking rooms, completely unaware of her or ignoring her. "I'm right here," she screamed. No response. Her voice sounded wrong, distant, like it wasn't fully in the room anymore. One of the officers stepped outside and spoke into the radio again. "Confirmed. Apartment is empty. Poster checks out." Poster checks out. Emily felt something inside her collapse. She slowly turned toward the door, then ran out of the apartment, down the stairs, onto the street. People passed her. Cars moved. Everything kept going. But no one reacted to her. No one saw her. She ran back to the utility pole. The poster was still there, but now the date had changed. Last seen Thursday, April 14th. Today, she stared at it, her vision blurring. No, I'm still here." Her voice cracked. She looked around desperately. "Can anyone hear me?" Nothing, just the normal sounds of the street. Distant traffic, a dog barking, life continuing without her. A woman walked up to the poster, studying it. Emily rushed over. "Please, please, I'm right here, I'm right here." The woman leaned closer to the poster, shook her head softly. Poor girl. Emily stood inches away from her, screaming, begging, reaching. And the woman just walked away, like she wasn't there, like she had never been there. Emily slowly turned back to the poster. Her photo stared back at her, frozen, unmoving, gone. And for a brief moment, it looked like the picture had changed, just slightly. Her expression, before it had been neutral, now it looked terrified, like she knew what was coming, like she had already seen it happen. And then Emily realized something worse, something final. No one else had ever seen her that morning, not her neighbor, not her friend, not the police. Because as far as the world was concerned, she had already disappeared the day before. And whatever was left of her now was just catching up to it.